installation last. So this is the what we discussed and we done the installation. In the installation, one of the big step is called the import above. Import above step here. So what exactly happens import above step? Whatever the exports we have, that exports will be imported. It will create the system, the default clients, default master data, default users, all the things will be imported during the import above step. So roughly this step will take the max 4 hours or 4 to 5 hours. It will take depends upon the your physical RAM. This can RAM. It will this will be the it's one of the long running step. This is one of the long running step here. In this phase, your actual SAP system will be created. So sometimes they may ask you which is the big step, what is the big step or long running step in the SAP installation here, import above step here. Okay. So once the SAP is installed, then so we have to connect from SAP logon pad, SAP GUI or SAP logon pad here, SAP the log on pad, SAP logon pad here, SAP GUI or SAP logon pad activities here, right? So this is the what this we have to install on the every user front end mission. We have to who wants to connect to the SAP in their laptops or desktops, we have to install the SAP logon pad. SAP logon pad, we have to use it here, right? So using this one, we can connect to the SAP systems here. So which means this is the presentation layer. SAP is the application layer, middle layer. Then DB is the last layer, which will store the data which is coming from the application, means SAP application here, right? So that is what we are discussing here. So as part of this one, when you are logging to the SAP system, so who will take your request first of all, right? So who is the responsible person here, right? So dialog work process. Then we started the work process administration, DV, EB, MGS, like dialog, update, NQ, background, message server, gateway, spool here. Here, dialogues are the very important. So at least minimum one dialog work process should be free and minimum two should be exist in the system, so that one work process will take the request, another work process will process the user logic, user request and everything here, right? So dialog work process are the responsible to take the user request and everything here. That is the main important thing here, dialog work process. So dialogs work process responsible to take the user request from dispatcher. So dispatcher will come into the picture. You and dialog intermediate, there is a dispatcher. So dispatcher will dispatching the request to the available dialog. Who will get? So how the dialog will work process will get the request? Dispatcher, via dispatcher. So dispatcher will assign to the available dialog work process. So then dialog work process will process your request. If it is the background, maybe something you are running in the background mode or dialog background mode, that is called the background work process will take care of the request. Something background means which we have to create as a job, one background job. SM36 or 37, we will create the background jobs here. Then updates. So then NQ, locking mechanism, message server, gateway, spool for printing, gateway to allow the incoming request, all those things here. So this will happen here. Dialog, update, NQ, background, message server, gateway, spool. So these are the 7 work process in the system which will handle the user request, here. Okay, got it? So then after that, we started the client administration part here, right? Normally we know how to create the job, SM36, what are the job steps. So jobs, as of now, background jobs are very important here. The topics which we discussed with the background jobs, SM36 and SM37. 36 we can use to create the job. Job means it will execute the step in the background without any user intervention. Job will run it in the back end. So this is the one of the important concept here. Here you should know about how to create the job, then what is the how many types of job steps are there, what are the job startup conditions, then job status here. These 3 points, job steps. There are three types of job steps are there. Above program, external program, external command. So job startup conditions here. Daytime, immediate. So after event, after job. So job status here, status of the job here. So either if it is the scheduled, if you assign the timelines that will go to the released, ready, active, finished, cancelled. If job is active means which is running. If active since longer time means then we have to take the responsibilities here. If it is the cancelled, then we need to check why job got cancelled. Why? Because each job will require the one free background work process. If the jobs are not running, logically you need to think, okay, if jobs are not running means there is no free BTC work process. Like that, you need to think. That's why, as an administrator, you need the some logical thinking is required here. Then we discussed about the client copies. Client administration is the important here. Local, remote, right? And export import method. Local means SCCL. Within the system, from one client to another client, you need a local client copy, remote client copy, SCC9, export and import. So these are the client administration topics here. Client administration topics. So client copies here, right? But remote client copy, you require the RFC administration. So which means in SM59, we have to create the remote connection. Suppose you want to connect to suppose same example in our use case. You have one mobile, your friend also one mobile, but you want some data to your friend. First of all, you need to both should be connectivity. So you need to the Bluetooth connectivity should be established. Then you can transfer the data, right? Similar way, SM59 remote connection we have to establish in SAP. So then we have to transfer the data here. So client copy means entire client data. Whatever the data is there in the client, A to Z, all the data will be moved to the target client here. Sir, already I have target, my data is there. What about that data? In target data will be deleted. The data in the target will be deleted. Then the new data which is copying from that will be copied here. That will happen. In case of client copy get cancelled in middle, you can resume from where it got copied. In case of client copy cancelled, your client will be locked. So no one can log into the systems here. That is the main important thing here, right? Again, you need to reset the lock, right? If you go to the SCCL or SCC3, it will ask that do you want to reset the lock? Then we can reset the lock here. That is the one thing here. Okay. So then we discussed about the remote client copies and also some general transaction codes we discussed, right? Performance related transaction codes. ST01, system trace, ST02. So what we can see in ST02, buffers, swaps, hit ratio, right? Memory areas, all those things we can see it here. ST03, workload analysis, system load. So what are the transactions are executed in the last hour, last minutes, last 5 minutes, last 24 hours, last month, last week. So those things we can see it in the ST03N. So this transaction code is very helpful to find out the performance related transaction codes here. Performance related transaction codes here. So suppose system is not good, like it's not very slow, then you need to analyze it why it got slow. What are the transaction codes are executing? So in that case, so this transaction code is very helpful here. The transaction code is very helpful here. Okay. So that is the one thing here. So yeah, up to here we discussed. Now it's your turn. Who wants to go first? You need to explain the any other topic you can pick it up, then just you can explain. So what, so any just at least 2 words, that's fine to explain it. Okay. So over to you. Who wants to go first? You can share your screen, then you can explain it. Or if you want to explain the audio, that is also fine. Anybody, anyone?
Yeah, so I'm happy to explain, Ravi, but just wanted to know if they have any doubts. They might have already practiced, right? So if they have any doubts, means we can continue.
Yeah, if they have any doubts, yeah,
Because
we
obviously we need a session like that. Like I said before, people might be actually practicing and they might be actually facing some sort of issues, right? So if they have some doubts, then it's better to actually clarify. We can complete both the tasks at the same time.
so which means it's doubts and clarification,
Yeah,
right?
cloud and doubts will also get clarified at the same time. People will also be speaking, right?
Yeah. First of all, one person should explain, right? Then only we will get the doubts. Then we can try to explain it. If not, then I can try to explain.
All right. So that's fine. So if any guys, anyone want any topics? So until then, I've actually practiced. If you want any specific topic, then I'll continue. Or Ravi, you suggest just in
No,
case
no,
if
you
you
can
want to
pick it
ask.
out. Whatever the topic you want, you can pick it out. That's not a problem.
I'll have to think what
Already
topic we
one,
should choose.
already one person left already.
Uh,
When we start
so
sessions, definitely the people it won't join. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
that's okay. I'll continue. I was actually I installed this SAP in my local system. There's a lot of problems I faced, and while doing client administration, also I faced a lot of problems. And I was actually I was actually doing client administration, like creation client, and but meanwhile I don't know whether I missed some topics, some work I missed, and I couldn't create a client with a DDIC user. That is one I could do. This is what I was asking Ravi. So we can when a newly created client, uh, the client newly created client, the logical system can be created from a normal user, but it cannot be created by DDIC. Am I correct?
Right. So only one thing is, I think yesterday also I explained. I guess you missed it. I think. So once you create the client, once everybody create the client, immediately you cannot do other users creations, logical system creations and everything. You created only client, but what about the data, right? If you want to create the logical system or if you want to do the some users creation, there is a default settings should come, right? But where this default settings available in the master clients, either 000, 001. Then, whenever you create the new client, suppose like 300, 200 client you created, then immediately you can log into the 200 client. So with SAP Star, then you cannot do anything here. Even you can log into the suppose you can pull the one user, maybe DDAC basis user, you can copy it, then you cannot do anything here. Why? Because there is a master data in these two clients. You created the client means master data will not come, means company code, field, timelines, everything will not come. So in this case, what we have to do, whenever you create a new client, the first thing you need to use the SAP underscore all profile from any one of the master user to newly created client. You have to use this one, right? Newly created client. Then SAP underscore all means whatever the data is there here, all the data will come into the picture. Then after that, you can log in with the your own user, maybe either basis user or your own user. You can create the new user also. Then whatever you want, you can do from the 200 client. In that 200 client, we can do this one. So first of all, always, so this client we have to copy it. But this is a very large client. It may take several hours also. So, but we have to wait. So first of all, SAP underscore all we have to copy. Then only we can copy the other profiles and everything we can copy it. So that is the so recommended approach from the SAP. So if you don't copy this one, only SAP underscore user copied, only users will be created. That user can log in and you can do. But if you want to create the any other new things, if you want to create the any other new, if you want to create the any other new user or something, it will not allow you. Why? Because there is no default data, default settings. That's why you need to always copy the this user and everything. సో ద సేమ్ వర్డ్ సేమ్ కన్వర్జేషన్ in the తెలుగులో చెప్తే ఏంటంటే కొత్తగా క్రియేట్ చేసిన క్లయింట్ లో నుంచి నువ్వేం చేయదు కాదు. ఓకే, ఒక క్లయింట్ కాపీలు తప్ప నువ్వేం చేయదు కాదు. But you want to create the users or you want to create the something means, so first copy the data from the ఈ పాత క్లయింట్లలో ఉండే డేటాని కొత్త క్లయింట్లోకి తెచ్చుకోవాలి. యూజింగ్ ద SAP_all ప్రొఫైల్ తెచ్చుకోవాలి. తెచ్చుకున్న తర్వాతనే నువ్వు ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. వన్ మోర్ రిస్ట్రిక్షన్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ యూ షుడ్ నాట్ యూజ్ SAP DDIC యూజర్స్ ఫర్ సో ఐదర్ లాజికల్ సిస్టమ్ క్రియేషన్ ఆర్ anything. Normally we should not use this one. This is a recommendation from the SAP. So that's why first you copy the data to this one. First you need to do the SAP_all కాపీ చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఒక యూజర్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకో. ఏదైనా ఒక బేసిస్ యూజర్ని కానీ ఏదైనా క్రియేట్ చేసుకో, లేదంటే వీటిల్లో యూజర్స్ని దీంట్లోకి తెచ్చుకొని అప్పుడు సో చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట.
But
అప్పుడే
Ravi,
వర్క్ అవుతుంది.
okay, this is even though SAP is suggesting us not to do from SAP star DDIC, but I cannot do it. It actually says that you cannot do any changes in the customer systems. It says.
Yeah, they have given the restrictions. So that's why SAP says you should not do anything here, and also you will get the pop-up warning also you will get. Yeah, we cannot do. Only these things we can do it. So what you can do, if you want to create any logical systems or everything, do it in these two clients.
But I can create a client with SAP star and DDIC, right?
Yeah, client creation also. Yeah, client creation we can do that one. Only
Client
logical
creation,
system.
logical system, I won't be allowed, and I can't even do it.
Right.
So I have to create
In that
another
case,
user.
yeah. In that case, when you are getting the pop-up, so use these users. Why? Because logical systems are the system-wide systems. I think so. Any one of the client you can log in, then you can create the logical systems.
Yes. Yep. So it is actually logical system is a client specific. So if you create in one client, and all the users can see it.
Right.
రవి మాస్టర్ కోడ్స్ కామన్ దట్
మాస్టర్ డేటా ఏంటంటే మన యూజర్ని క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు మిస్టర్ లైక్ డిఫాల్ట్ డేటా వస్తుంది చూసిన డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో సెట్టింగ్స్ టైమ్ లైన్స్ అన్ని వస్తాయి. అవి మాస్టర్ డేటా అంటారు అనమాట. అవి ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ తో పాటు వస్తాయి కాబట్టి అవి మాస్టర్ డేటా అంటారు అనమాట. అవి మాస్టర్ డేటా అంటారు. సమ్ డిఫాల్ట్ యూజర్స్, డిఫాల్ట్ సెట్టింగ్స్, డిఫాల్ట్ కంట్రీ నేమ్స్ వస్తుంటాయి, టైమ్ లైన్స్ వస్తుంటాయి, బై డిఫాల్ట్ కంపెనీ ఇవన్నీ వస్తుంటాయి. ఎలాగంటే ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఏంటంటే సో చెప్తా ఉండే, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఒక యూజర్ని క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను అనుకో, కొత్త క్లయింట్లు కొత్తగా was ignored. What is user? Oh, basis only login. So now let me show you. SU01D. Not that. So okay. So whenever you are creating the user, normally you need to choose is it Mr. or Mr. So you need to choose the language. So these are the master data. Normally without these are some mandatory parameters are there. So without you choosing this one, so you cannot save it. So that time you will get the runtime dump, like interval is missing, something like that is missing, like that you will get the dump because of you won't get the master data while creating the client. You won't get master data here. Why? Because this master data is a
Okay,
client.
that's the one I'm facing issue, Ravi.
You won't get this one ఎందుకంటే అది ఇది రాదు నీకు. ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? SAP_all కాపీ చేసినప్పుడు నీకు ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి. అందుకనే ఆ నువ్వు ఫస్ట్ SAP_all క్లయింట్ కాపీ చేసిన తర్వాతనే అప్పుడు ఏదైనా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఈ
I
డేటా
did,
మొత్తం
Ravi. ఆ రెండు చేశాను నేను. SAP ఆల్ చేశాను, ఇంకొకటి ఉంది SAP_new కూడా ఒకటి ఉంది, అది కూడా చేశాను, రావట్లేదు. బట్ లైక్ మీరు చూపిస్తున్నారు కదా, విల్ సీ.
బట్ ఏ క్లయింట్ నాకు ఒకసారి చెప్తే నేను చెప్తాను దాన్ని నీకు ఎందుకు రావట్లేదు అనేది. ఏ
Okay,
క్లయింట్
okay.
చేసావు నువ్వు?
300.
ఏది NP1? విత్ సిస్టమ్? ఇస్ ఇట్ NWV ఆర్ NP1?
NP1, I think.
ఓకే. ఓకే. Epistar pass. No. So you are trying to create the user. Suppose like basis already exists. Basis one. No company. Okay. That's fine. We can give the default company name is SAP. Already exists. So SAP one. Okay. Mr. So title is not coming. So city, country is not coming. Then India time zone. So time zone also not coming, which means so data is not copied. Master data is not copied here. So master data is not copied. Everything is showing empty. So you said like you come just if you go to the SEC3, see here someone did the wrongly client copy, client got locked. So you cannot log in. Then reset the client, reset the client. So if you do this thing, others won't log in. So that is the one thing here, all the clients, right? So 300, 300, 300, 300. This is a 300 and 85 you done. So, but you copied only SAP underscore user. Where is the SAP underscore all?
No, I didn't do. No, I
Yeah,
didn't do. I didn't
yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah. You have to do the SAP underscore all to
No,
300
I'm
client.
saying I didn't do that. I didn't do that SAP underscore user. I didn't do it.
Okay. Maybe someone did it, I think. So the first is the SAP underscore all. Otherwise, you can use the default clients. Default clients means so 000 or 001, you can use it and you can create the users or you can just uh, you can create the users or you can create the some logical systems, everything you can do it. Then in the newly created client, you can log in and you can perform the client copies. Okay, only client copies, you can log into the newly created client, you can perform. Remaining work you can do in the default clients. Why? Because in the default clients, you have the master data. You have the master data here in the default clients. So you will get the all those things. So what Mr. and last name and you have the language. So all the things will get so that you won't miss anything here. So everything you will get. You can drop down everything you will get. Anyone, any other questions? Let's clarify their doubts.
Ravi, you create here a new button like that. Log on pad also on Excel sheet is there, na? For creation, one symbol is there. What is the difference? This one.
Where?
No, now in
Log
yes, yeah, here that
on.
that this
This is
is
the
and
entry creation. This is the
entry
log
create.
on pad entry creation. Means
Oh,
if you want to log into the any SAP system, first you need to create the entry here,
okay,
right? So
okay,
then you can just to use the connection. So
yes,
then next, then provide the description, SID, instance number, application server name.
yeah.
So
Here
those,
group server selection also we will create here.
yeah. When you have the multiple application server, that time we can use the group server selection.
Okay, in the same options in SAP Access, this is a AC message server also will coming. Group server selection.
Right.
What is the different? This one, that one. Group server selections. Here,
This is the directly
the,
connecting to the application server. ఓకే.
okay.
అంటే ఇక నీకు తెలుగులో చెప్తా ఉండు. ఐ థింక్ ఇది కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేసిన. అంటే ఏంటంటే
చేశారా?
సో ఇదేంటంటే ఇది లాగాన్ ప్యాడ్. ఓకే.
Yes, yes.
సో ఇది ఫస్ట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసిన ఎస్ఏపి అండ్ తర్వాత ఇంకొక అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశాం.
Hmm.
ఓకే.
Hmm.
సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఏఎస్సిఎస్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ అంటే మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. ఓకే.
Okay, okay.
ఇక్కడ మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ అంటే ఏఎస్సిఎస్ ఉంటుంది. ఇక్కడేమో ఇంకొక అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ ఉంటుంది ఇక్కడ. ఫస్ట్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ కాబట్టి ప్రైమరీ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్, దిస్ ఇది ఇంకొక అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ అనమాట. ఓకే, ఇది
AAS.
ఇది ప్రైమరీ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్, ఇది
AAS.
ఇది ఎడిషనల్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్, షార్ట్ కట్ లో రాసింది. ఓకే,
Okay.
సో నీ లాగాన్ ప్యాడ్ లో ఇది లాగాన్ ప్యాడ్, ఈ లాగాన్ ప్యాడ్ లో డైరెక్ట్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ అంటే ఏంటంటే డైరెక్ట్లీ ఐదర్ దీనికి కానీ కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నట్టు.
Okay.
యు ఆర్ బైపాసింగ్ ద మెసేజ్ సర్వర్,
Okay.
డైరెక్ట్ గా దీనికి కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నట్టు అనమాట. డైరెక్ట్
Okay.
దీనికి కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంటే ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఇది డౌన్ అయింది అనుకో, ఇంకా నువ్వు లాగిన్ కాలేవు SAP లోకి, ఐదర్ ఇది అప్ లో ఉన్నా సరే నువ్వు లాగిన్ కాలేవు. మనకి
Okay.
వాట్ ఈస్ ద అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ ద ఎడిషనల్ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్? అంతే
Okay.
కదా, నువ్వు ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ చేసుకోలేవు. సో దానికోసం SAP వాడు ఏం చెప్పాడంటే, సో బాబు మీరు 2 అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్లు ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏంటంటే, సో మరి మీరు దీనికి కనెక్ట్ అయ్యే బదులు ఏం చేస్తారంటే మీరు మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ కనెక్ట్ కాండి, అంటే గ్రూప్ సర్వర్ సెలక్షన్. అప్పుడు ఏం
Okay.
చేస్తుందంటే మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్సింగ్ చూసుకుంటది. సో
Okay.
మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఏం చేసుకుంటుంది అంటే, బాబు ఈ రెండింటిలో ఏది అప్పులో ఉందో చూసుకొని నీ రిక్వెస్ట్ దానికి అలకేట్ చేస్తుంటది. ఇన్ కేస్ ఇది డౌన్ లో ఉంది కాబట్టి నీ రిక్వెస్ట్ మొత్తాన్ని దీనికి పంపించేస్తా అనమాట. అంటే మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ చేసేసుకుంటుంది, అది నువ్వు ఏం చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లా,
లోడ్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్ చేసేస్తావు.
లోడ్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్ చేసేసుకుంటుంది అనమాట. అదే డైరెక్ట్ కనెక్ట్ అయితే ఇది డౌన్ అయింది అనుకో, నువ్వు కెనాట్ లాగిన్, మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ కూడా ఏం చేయలేదు, ఎందుకంటే నువ్వు నా ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ కావట్లేదు కాబట్టి నేను కూడా ఏం చేయలేను అని చెప్తుంది అనమాట. సో
Okay.
అదే నువ్వు గ్రూప్ సర్వర్ సెలక్షన్ ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను అనుకో, అప్పుడు మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ తీసుకుంటుంది రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ. అరే ఇతను నా ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాడు కాబట్టి ఈ అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ డౌన్ అయింది కాబట్టి ఇతను నేను వేరే అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్లోకి మూవ్ చేసే బాధ్యత నాది అనే ఉద్దేశంతో మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే నిన్ను వేరే అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్లోకి అసైన్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట.
Okay.
సో అలా నీకు అందుకని 2 ఆప్షన్స్ ఇస్తాడు SAP వాడు మనకి. అయితే మీ ఇష్టం అది, మీరు సింగిల్ గా కనెక్ట్ అవుతారా, డైరెక్ట్ గా అప్లికేషన్ సర్వర్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతారా, లేదా మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ద్వారా గ్రూప్స్ ద్వారా
Hello,
డైరెక్ట్
sir.
యువర్.
Please.
యా
Hello,
యా
hello.
యా యా
Yeah, sir. Please speak in
excuse,
English, sir.
yeah, just excuse on that one. Yeah, one. So just whether your wish, customer wish or user wish, we want to directly connect to the either custom application server, or you can also connect to the group server selection.
Okay.
When you are connecting to the group server selection, message server will take the responsibility, will perform the load balancing activity. When you are connecting to the direct application server, message server will not take any responsibility. So only application server is down, you will not able to log into the SAP systems.
Okay. So we want a message server, we will go to group
Right.
selection.
If you have the more than one application server, the recommended approach is to go to the group server
Group
selection.
server,
If you have the one application server, ఎందుకంటే so only in the non-production systems, we have only one application server.
Okay.
But production, we have one. But either productions or non-production, we will use the single एक ही login pad, right? Only one login pad we will use it. So that's why the SAP giving the 2 options here.
Okay. మనం ఏది మెసేజ్ సర్వర్ ఏదైనా ఎంటర్ కావాలంటే త్రూ లాగాన్ ప్యాడ్ ఎనీథింగ్.
Yes, SAP లోకి in case of if you want to log into the SAP, login pad is must and should. Without login pad, you cannot log in. Otherwise, one more way is the browser based. So through browser, now see how I logged into the browser. So just browser, this is the one of the browser setting. I have done it through browser also, we can connect it. So I'm in my mobile phone, I want to connect to the SAP, I want to practice it, then always I cannot open, I'm in the journey, I cannot open the laptop and do everything, right? But mobile with me only, so then I can open the link, then I can do whatever I want, I can do it, right? So we have the 2 options, either mobile or either browser or in the logon pad also you can use it.
Okay. Without login pad, we will go to the browser mode.
Some users, they will use the login pad, some users, they will use the browser.
Okay. With browser mode, we cannot create the new users, like a login pad.
No, direct you will get the login screen. Direct you will get the login screen.
Okay.
Anyone?
Ravi, 7 work process is there, DVEV, that
Yes,
things,
yes.
that is a one concept, that is a
Yeah, work process administration, basic
work
concept.
process.
So
Okay. Yeah.
each and every work process, what they will do. So that is the one work process here.
And say we already we entered in client. That is another concept. So
There is second concept, client
second,
administration.
so this type of concepts, total how many will covered in this?
I think we need to calculate how many is there. So I think, let me check. I will check. I think it's I shared in the group. I think I will check on that one. I think let me
Oh, I think 8, 9. I think no, overall. I check.
overall the main topics SAP work
Uh,
process administration part, SAP client administration, SAP profiles parameters, SAP RFC administration, then transport management, daily monitoring, performance related transaction codes, the SCOT, and SOST, and so RFC types, then so queues and queues, user management, users creations and roles creation, security. So then note implementations, plugins, and SAP upgrades, kernel upgrades, and SAP so refresh steps. Yeah, these are the main topics. Subtopics also come, but these are the main topics. So here we are in here only. So see here, even if 50% also not completed, because we started. So the client administration, profiles also we completed, RFC also we completed. So then TMS is the major concept, daily monitoring, performance, SCOT. There's a lot of things are there. So in that refresh, kernel upgrade, SAP upgrade, plugins, notes, so user management, these all are the very big concepts, very big concepts here. So
Hello,
very,
Ravi.
yes,
So you will be done system reference in HANA DB, na?
system refresh, yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
System refresh, that
And
time, yeah.
SAP kernel upgrade, everything.
Everything in the Windows only, SAP system, kernel. So, but I will explain the difference about the Linux and here.
So when will we start S4 HANA after all this completion, right?
S4HANA means all these topics will come under the S4HANA only. So, so same thing, either as ECC you are working, S4HANA, same transaction codes. Only some differences are there in the S4HANA system. So that time, so I will explain about these differences. So that time, same difference. So same concepts will come in the S4HANA as well. Our basis concepts are same in the either S4HANA, CRM, everywhere. So, but only thing
Kernel
is,
upgrade, kernel upgrade is different from the as compare Windows, na?
that is compare different, but we will discuss in the Windows as well as in the Linux also, we will discuss that one.
You
Difference
okay,
also I
okay,
will explain. I mean to say, first we will do it in the Windows, then we have the Linux system also there. In the Linux also, we will perform the kernel upgrade.
okay, okay. Thank you.
Both the ways, suppose some customers are in the Windows, you will get the experience.
Okay, okay. Thank
Maybe
you.
we won't be able to do S4 HANA installations.
Installation is the problem actually. Installation we cannot perform. So, but there is a migration is happening. One system will be converted. So that time I can give the system. Then whatever we are doing here, so everything, so we can practice on the S4HANA system as well.
So we won't be
S4HANA
working. We won't be working on S4 HANA systems.
means same level topics you can practice on the S4HANA systems. Working means same topics you will cover it after some time. After some days, new S4HANA system will be ready. So that time, so whatever we are doing in the ECC network system, same topics you can practice on the S4HANA system. So you don't feel the difference that time.
But what I'm saying is the S4 HANA interface is completely different, right? It is running on Fiori, right?
Not much Fury. S4HANA system also you need to log in with the, so same way you have to add the system and you have to log in. And Fiori, if you S4HANA with embedded with the Fiori concept, you have installed it, then with the Fiori also we can log in. But not all the transaction codes not in the Fiori, right? Only specific business functionalities are in the app, Fiori apps based. So those functionalities we can access. For the basis side, So maximum we have to open this interface, and the same level interface we have to open, and we have to execute the transaction codes. Not all the transaction codes in the Fiori Launchpad. Again, you have to come to the S4 normal GA mode. You have to add it, and you have to use it.
So we are not integrating any Fiori.
Fiori not integrating. If you integrate it also, again, Fiori administration, I have to explain to everybody, right? That will take another 20 to 20 days, another Fiori administration. So that is different again. Only basis administration. So we are discussing not the Fiori administration. But I can show you what is Fiori. The overall one or two classes I can explain you. So why? Because all the transaction codes, whatever we are doing is not possible as a Fiori tile. Fiori means it's a tiles based concept. So which means we cannot use it. Only specific business functionalities are possible. So how the Fiori home page will be. So then what are the things we have to do it, that that I will explain it. Anyhow, we will I am explaining in the BTP side. Definitely, I will take the one class for Fiori answer.
ఒకదానికి ఒకటి లింక్ అయి ఉంటాయి కదా ఈ
Ah,
కాన్సెప్ట్